From the worldwide campuses of Troy University, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
With the temperatures slowly starting to decrease, is there a possibility of showers in our forecast? Sean Storm will have all the details coming up in weather.
It was a dry day today across the Troy area, but all that is about to change with this incoming system that could bring us 2 days of solid rain. I'll have all the details coming up next.
You're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Sean Sporman joins us with a look at weather.
So Sean, it has been so chilly in the mornings lately. Please tell me that it's going to warm up as we head into the weekend at least.
Unfortunately, just the opposite is what's going to happen, Amber.
Oh, no.
We're going to see the jet stream come really far south and bring a cold weekend. Now, it's not going to be as cold as what we saw early in January, but it will be a fairly chilly weekend, and we got to get through rain before we even get to that. Let's take a look outside right now across the campus of Troy University. What you're seeing is an exclusive view that you can only see here on Troy TrojanVision, showing the cloud cover slowly beginning to increase across our area. The current conditions will reflect that. We have a few clouds out there, and a few is becoming more and more as the day goes on. 58 degrees is your current temperature, with winds coming out of the north-northeast at 8 miles an hour. We did manage to make it up to 60 today. So again, it's not too bad, but unfortunately that warm, mild weather is not going to stick around for a few more days, only just a couple more. No rain yet, but I can guarantee you that's going to change by tomorrow this time. State temperatures look like this. 50s are the popular average right now. We have 50 in Huntsville, down to 58 in Dothan and Troy. Regional radar shows that there was a little bit of rain trying to make its way into Alabama earlier. Again, the moisture is fairly limited at this point, so this little shower may bring a few spits and drizzles to the Troy area. But again, we're not going to see very many of that right now. What we are going to see is out here toward the west, this potent rain mass associated with a system, a low-pressure system that's going to bring a good chance of rain into our area. In fact, it could be quite a soaker. Now, the current surface picture shows, again, not much falling in the Alabama area, so most of that is probably in the form of virga that you saw in the Alabama area. But again, back in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas, that's where a lot of the rain is, and it's going to be coming this way, as you'll see in just a moment. Taking a broader look at the national surface picture, you can see it stretches back to change back into snow here in New Mexico and Arizona, around the Four Corners region. And another system is making its way onshore, bringing a little bit of disturbed weather to Washington and Oregon. But again, we don't see that much. And up in the northeast, they're seeing yet more snow showers as well. Now, here's the setup for tomorrow. What we're going to see is this low-pressure system slowly make its way toward the north and east. As it does so, we're going to see increasing chances of rain. This area here, pretty much centered around the southern half of Alabama, will be the area for heaviest rainfall. The good news with this system, it's not going to be continuously heavy rain, just continuous rain, so we're not going to see a major flash flooding threat like we saw in our previous significant rain event. And you can see the coldest air will also be further north than last time. So while some of the upper elevations like Gatlinburg may see a little bit of snow over the weekend, what they're going to see up here in the ground level more is pretty much Kentucky will see the snow, not the Carolinas and Tennessee like we saw before. I mentioned a good chance of some heavy rain, and again, while we don't expect flooding to be a threat, by the time it's all over, there could be some pretty good rain totals in the gauges out there, and you can see, especially in the southwestern quadrant of Alabama, that's where the heaviest will be. We also must note the potential for some breezy winds tomorrow. 15 to 30 mile an hour winds are possible, mainly again in the southern half of the state as we get closer to that low pressure system. Although northern Alabama doesn't escape the winds, 10 to 20 mile an hour winds as far north as parts of Huntsville. And again, you can see that most of Alabama will see good threat for some breezy conditions tomorrow. Now, cold air is definitely on the way as that system makes its way out. Pretty much that system will be moving along the jet stream, and we're going to see cold air really come back into our area, bringing the highs down into the 40s and 50s over the weekend with lows in the 20s and 30s. And even more than that, the long-range patterns are showing what is known as the Arctic oscillation could tilt negative. Basically what that means is a lot of Arctic air could head our way and bring us cold days looking into next week and times beyond that. But tonight we're only going to get down to a low of 40, 30% chance of rain mainly after 2 a.m. But by tomorrow the rain will be in effect most of the area with a high of 53 degrees, and it will also be quite breezy. Here, Troy TrojanVision 4-day forecast looks like this. Rain expected Thursday and Friday with highs in the 50s. Then the temperatures take a sharp dive downward. We're going to see highs only in the 40s on Saturday, and then barely making 50 on Sunday, even though the sun will come out by then. So Amber and Jessica, it looks like if you're not a fan of rain and you're not a fan of cold weather, you're really not going to like the next 4 days.
Oh, no.
Goodness, well, I'm definitely not a fan of cold weather or rain.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be a fan the next 4 days then.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
That's all the time we have for Trojan Vision Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and 5. Have a great night.